A lot going on in the world of golf. A lot going on in my world. Barney Alary, he's still looking for his car as the PGA Tour moves to Sea Island, the Golden Coast of Georgia. And you won't believe it, I'm actually at the Ritz-Carlton this week for the CME Group Tour Championship on the LPGA Tour. But even more impressive, over my shoulder, on the tape, Risk Reversal, Danny Moses, Dan Nathan, Guy Adami, Risk Reversal. They're the ones who put us on their platform. We're all together, and in this show, we're going to do a segment live sitting next to each other. Welcome to Breaking Even. Ned Michaels alongside my man at Simplifying Golf, Barney Alary. Barney, you still haven't found your car, buddy?
No, still looking for my car. And I think it's either chopped up in a bunch of pieces or it's out of state. Who knows what happened? And for those who don't know, there's two types of people in the world, folks. There's people who've had a car stolen. People might get a car stolen. And last week, I got a car stolen. And this is where we are.
The police say you have 2 weeks before they'll even consider filing for insurance.
Right. So we'll see.
All right. Well, good luck. Keep us posted on your car search. Follow Barney and his car search at Simplifying Golf. By the way, if you're looking for a golf lesson, he's your guy. I say once you win it, you're not a former, you are always a instructor of the year. And Barney has done that. He's as good as they come. Barn, a lot to talk about. So we're going to dig in. We've got Phil Mickelson. We've got Bernard Langer, who's 1,000 years old. He was on the mountain with Moses, and he's still winning. I've got a Shut Your Mouth from Tiger Woods. I know you have one as well. Callaway stock. I've been talking about it for a couple of weeks. We'll update you there. Scotty Scheffler is doing Scotty Scheffler things. There's Koepka. There's Rahm. There's Rory. There's all kinds of stuff. But I think we have to start with the ageless wonder, the evergreen Bernard Langer, who wins again. He wins the entire tour on the Champions Tour. And Phil Mickelson, he won for the fourth time in 6 events.
It's absolutely unbelievable what took place this year on the Champions Tour. And once again, deja vu all over again. Once again, congratulations to Bernard Langer for winning another Charles Schwab Cup. It is absolutely remarkable. And in his way to being number one, Ned, at the age of 64, he played all 39 Champions Tour events. I find that to be absolutely remarkable. But in the meantime, said Bernard Langer, a few years back, I thought that he actually got cheated of a Charles Schwab Cup when Kevin Sutherland more or less came in out of nowhere, won the last event of the year, and I think that somehow that catapulted him way in front of Bernard Langer. I did not like that. But in this case, let me tell you what I don't like. I don't like that Phil Mickelson wins 4 events, but not just that. Not just that he's not the Charles Schwab Cup winner. Ned, you would think when a guy wins 4 events, well, he probably finished second. No. Probably finished third. No. Fourth? No. Top 10? Got to be top 10.
We'll see for you.
Finished 12th. He wins 4 events and accumulated 1.9 million points. Bernard Langer accumulated 3.6 million points. Ned, are you telling me Phil Mickelson would have needed to win 8 events to win the Charles Schwab Cup? Shut your mouth.
You've got to play more than 6 events. That's why this point structure is put together in this form, because they don't want some guy coming in, winning 4 events, only playing 6 and winning everything. So listen, one thing I did was I started thinking about, okay, Bernard Langer, he's been playing golf for 1,000 years. We know he's won 2 Masters championships. And I started thinking about some of the guys that he's played with, right? You remember, he's been around for so long. He would have played with Hogan at some point, maybe not competitively, but they would have crossed paths. So I wanted to see what Hogan's carry yardages were. So there's a little thing, you can find it online. But sand wedge, Barney, Hogan went 80 yards. His pitching wedge went 100. His 9-iron, 115. The guys are hitting their 9-irons 160 now. Ben Hogan hit it 115. 8-iron, 125. 7-iron, 135. Are you kidding me? That's a hard sand wedge for Dustin Johnson. And he hit a 7-iron 135, 6-iron 145, 5-iron 155, 4-iron 165. You can keep on going down. And he played a 1-iron, which was also impressive. He hit a 195. I mean, those yardages They're 5, 6 clubs difference now. It's insane. And maybe the best ball hitter of all time. The one that really got me was the 5-iron going to $155.
What you're saying is I still hit it a really long way. But turning our attention back to what just happened this past weekend, Ned, I also tell you this. Phil Mickelson goes down as the only player in golf history to have won the Tour Championship without winning the FedEx Cup, and now winning the Charles Schwab Cup tournament without winning the Charles Schwab Cup Championship. How about
Ooh.
that?
Ooh. Also never ranked number 1.
Also, one last thing. Did you also know that now Bernard Longer, and Ned, as soon as we're done here, I'm heading straight to the range. Because did you know that Bernard Longer in his Champions Tour career has made $32 million, I believe, in official earnings, and an additional $8 million in bonuses for having won so many Charles Schwab Cups? Ned, he's accumulated 40 million or more. Did you also know that in his PGA Tour career, I think he made let's say, I think it was like 10 million. He has made 4 times more money since he turned 50 than back in his younger years playing on the PGA, winning the Masters.
You shut your mouth on that. Are you serious?
Yes.
Imagine what his pension is. I mean, the PGA Tour pension is the best. And he's just putting money in stockings for years, hiding it under his mattress.
Unreal.
Incredible. We do want to just give a tip of the cap. Jason Kokrak, another win for Kokrak. He wins in Houston. Just a side note, Scotty Scheffler, 62 in Houston. This guy can go super low. Start looking 62 at the Greenbrier, 62 at Bermuda, a 59 at the Northern Trust. These are all since 2019. And he does it again at 62 down in Houston. But Barn, only Xander Schauffele has more top 5s without an official PGA Tour win. The Olympics, a big win, but not a PGA Tour win. Xander has 11. Scotty Scheffler has 10 top 5s since 2019 without a win.
Wow. Well, poor Scotty. All he does is keep making money. But he'll eventually crack that winner's circle soon enough.
Hey, what do you make of John Rahm? He's not going to play. He's taking some time off. His family said basically he was done. He was mentally shot.
Yeah, you know what? That's another thing that's awfully interesting, because also I think something that needs to be noted as well is, so he's had a very, very, very big year. And on the tail end of that year is a Ryder Cup year. And I wonder if this would have been last year, COVID notwithstanding, or next year, if maybe he'd have enough stamina and energy and stuff to want to go ahead and play. But I don't doubt the fact that he's exhausted. And that brings up the next thing that I'll be very curious to see how that fits in with something that the PGA Tour is absolutely considering, which is they are considering throwing more money to these PGA Tour players in the form of appearance money for the players, which is something the PGA Tour has never done at all, but trying to stay a step ahead of the tour that's trying to take place, funded by the Saudis and Greg Norman. But in the meantime, you've got a situation that John Rahm, with all due respect, he's got tons of money. And so I'd be curious to know that if the PGA Tour did take this step and started pumping in more money, if even with that, John Rahm's sitting there going, no, I'm just point blank tired and I'm not interested.
Remember when Roy McIlroy said if he won the FedEx Cup, the money wasn't going to be life-changing, and everybody kind of did that deal where they couldn't believe that he was saying this. But it's the truth. At some point, these guys have so much money that, paying me $1 million to show up, not all that interesting. It's the competition that they're interested in. But at the same time, the European Tour has been doing appearance fees for years, and they did it to bolster the smaller events. So it wouldn't be the bigger events. Yes, they're putting money in for sure, but you get the smaller events, they can then pay the bigger names to come play. So it does bolster the smaller events. I'm not a huge fan of it because they have been such staunch opponents of it for so long. That's kind of driven in my head that we're the PGA Tour and we're not going to do appearance money. That being said, guys show up to events and they'll host dinners or they'll do a fireside chat and they get paid to do that. So that it's a quasi appearance fee, but it's not a direct appearance fee from the tour. I think this conversation has a lot left on the table. I'd be surprised to see it happen.
Another thing that's been brought up is the fact that, let's say, for instance, Justin Thomas and Denny McCarthy or Charlie Hoffman, yeah, they're peers. Yeah, they're colleagues. Yeah, they all play on the same tour. But Justin Thomas and Dustin Johnson, for instance, just to name two, no, you cannot put them, you can't put Denny McCarthy or Charlie Hoffman on an equal pedestal with them. So that's it. So it's something that the PGA Tour is bouncing around. But just the fact that the PGA Tour is bouncing this idea around goes to show how seriously they are taking this Saudi tour. And one guy who's absolutely taking it seriously, and he just went from a no to a firm no, was Rory McIlroy when he was approached a year or two ago about the possibility of him playing on a Saudi-backed tour, and he said no. And now he says, and I quote, that now when he sees who they have hired, now that has hardened his stance that no, he is not playing in Saudi-backed events. Count him out, Greg.
You can read between the lines there what that means. A clarification point on appearance fees, Barney. You're right. Not everybody in the field gets paid. It's just the top names to be there. I played in a lot of events where at the time Ernie Els would get more to play in the event than the entire purse of the event.
Wow.
What else we got? Koepka. Koepka had a night range session, you were telling me. Yeah. And it made me scratch my head a little bit, didn't it?
So Koepka misses the cut at the Houston Open, but because it's Koepka, is that a concern at all? I mean, here we are this late in the year. I mean, how much does he even really care? Now, if he stumbles his way to being close to the leaderboard, I'm sure he's going to give it his best effort. But anyhow, he misses the cut. So, no big deal. But in the meantime, then all of a sudden, we get on social media where he's got this late night driving range session with Randy Smith. And I don't know how much familiarity he had with Randy Smith to begin with. So I don't know if that's something new or if that was just a fleeting moment in time. But in the meantime, the only reason I bring it up at all is because, do you have any concern with him in the upcoming match with Bryson?
I have concern that Koepka, his knee never really recovered fully, and he ingrained some bad swing habits as he tried to play through the pain. And he's so strong and he has so much speed, and he really does fire his hips through the ball that it's just the inconsistency of what we've seen out of Koepka. Even though he's had some really nice finishes, a couple of runner-ups in the majors, Barn, I don't know that we're going to see the Koepka who won back-to-back U.S. Opens, back-to-back PGA championships. But even Koepka at 85 or 90%, he's still pretty doggone good.
So, Ned, I got time for one last shut your mouth. Are you ready?
Me too. You go first then. Tell me to shut it.
Ned, what is the best round you've ever shot on a golf course you've never seen?
I shot a 66 one time at local U.S. Open qualifying down in Birmingham. Had never seen the golf course, and I won the qualifier. That is the best round that I've ever played, course sight unseen.
Well, Ned, I have to applaud you because that is really good. I mean, that is really, really, really good. But it does not match the feat of said Eugenio Chacarra. And if you've never heard of Eugenio Chacarra, that makes two of us. And so, but let the record show, you will hear about this young man going forward because this young man plays golf at Oklahoma State. And guess what? They're a little golf factory. But anyhow, him and a fellow Oklahoma State player, they go play Scottsdale National, which Eugenio had never seen in his life. And Ned, if he doesn't turn around and shoot him a cool 59 with a bogey on the back nine, and also had one par, one bogey, and made 7 birdies. And so Ned, his playing partner as well on the front nine, makes a bogey on the first hole and proceeds to shoot a 31 to Eugenio's 29 on the front nine. And anyhow, Ned, the two of them shoot 60 combined on the front nine. In other words, they were making birdies like crazy. And so Eugenio's playing partner goes on to shoot a 64. Hey, amazing round. Outstanding. Yeah, buddy, but you're going to be paying up because you're 5 short. Eugenio Chacarra, folks, sight unseen, plays for Oklahoma State, shoots a 59, sight unseen at Scottsdale National. Shut your mouth.
You shut your mouth when you talk to me like that. Here we go with my your shut your mouth. From 100 to 110 yards from the fairway, Tiger Woods, the greatest of all time, arguably, From 100 to 110 yards in the fairway, Barney, in his PGA Tour career, he has missed the green 20% of the time. For you amateurs out there, at 110 yards in the fairway, Tiger Woods missed the green 20% of the time. You shut your mouth.
Yeah, but for Ben Hogan, that'd be a punch 9-iron.
That's right. See right there. What was 110? Yeah, it was. It was a punch 9-iron. Hey, we got to run, but Barn, I'm playing in the Pro-Am today down here at the CME Group Tour Championship, playing with Danny Moses, who's again, part of On the Tape podcast with Risk Reversal. He's part of The Big Short, the movie. We're playing with So Young You, former world number 1. So I'm going to get to watch some really good golf. I will probably produce some shut your mouths that I didn't know a golf ball could actually curve that much. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, Warren, you're the best. Talk to you next week, pal.
See ya.
Breaking Even is brought to you by Risk Reversal Media. You can find us at riskreversal.com and check out our podcast On the Tape. Each week, Guy Adami, Danny Moses, and me, Dan Nathan, discuss the biggest market-moving headlines and chat with some of the most influential people on Wall Street, all in an effort to help our listeners make smarter investment decisions. So follow us On the Tape in your preferred podcast store.
Well, we better do more today than break even. Because we're playing in the Pro-Am with So Young You, world former number 1, 2-time major champion, 21 times she's won around the world. Myself and Danny Moses are representing Risk Reversal, representing Breaking Even. Amazing. We're all together. Dan, Nathan, Guy Adami. It's already been a fun weekend.
It's unbelievable. We're out last night. You pulled the ripcord early, Ned. Smart man. Danny did as well. Dan and I closed the bar. Amanda was somewhere in between the 4 of us.
It was, my wife asked how was dinner, and I said it was exactly what you thought it was going to be. We said, well, 2 of those, 4 of those, 1 of those. Give us another 3 of those.
Wait, then awesome. That was just the wine.
Well, I got to say, Ned, you're wearing pants because you're a former golf pro, so you still think it's cool to like wear pants. It's 85 degrees outside.
This may be a bad decision.
Yeah. And the pro we're playing with, little does she know that her career is about to end, because the last time I played in Pro-Am was with Mike Weir in 2009, and he missed the cut for 8 straight years after because I tortured him. It's a true story. Yep. Article in the New York Times about it, too. I swear.
You are. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
I mean,
can curse
you
and
are
ruin
the
people.
Either side of the bell curve.
Now, if I could bet against myself today in Vegas, you can bet, rest assured those odds will be moving dramatically against myself.
So you guys are playing together. So Ned, I said before we started this, Danny, I said Ned will probably shoot somewhere mid-70s. You said better. Why did you say that?
Because he'll tear up a course like this. It's really a resort course, I think, and the way it'll be set up, I'm guessing for the Pro-Am will be pretty friendly. The only way Ned's not breaking par is if he drops one in the water here or there, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Already the pressure is on here. I'm playing with rental clubs. I'm making a lot of excuses here. Now,
wait a second. Whoa, stop for a second. A guy like you you don't bring your sticks down? Like you don't send them ahead of you?
I hate traveling with my golf clubs. Absolutely hate it. So unless I am playing in a 4-day tournament or something, no, I don't travel with my golf clubs.
By the way, traveling, you were a golf pro. Is that how it ended? Because you just refused to bring your clubs to the course?
I lugged it all over the world for long enough.
Hey, Ned, as we're thinking about sponsors, Shipsticks, give us a call here, people.
That's a good idea. That way
see, Dan Nathan always thinking. So you're playing with rental clubs. So the grips are not going to be you're not going to be happy with any of this stuff.
But you understand there's a method to the madness. Not only do I hate to travel with my own clubs, if you happen to play poorly,
there you go.
They say rental clubs. And if you play great, they say he shot 66 with rental clubs. So you can't lose.
Can I just give a shout out to Terry Duffy and CME? The event so far is ridiculous. Like, I'm not just saying like the way the gifts, the cocktail party, the thing, the people around it, the energy is incredible. Like, what a great event.
It is a great event. It's first class. And tonight we're taping this on a Wednesday. I think Jimmy Buffett, all 75 years old, Jimmy Buffett is playing tonight, so he will play Margaritaville and whatever
Guy
other
Adami
song.
in Paradise.
Yeah,
exactly.
for about 2.5 hours, and people will love every minute of it.
And your room overlooks the stage or something, right?
I think so. From what I could tell, I didn't really get a good look last night when I strolled back in, but yeah, it does. This is we're at the Ritz-Carlton in Naples, Florida. I think there are 2. The funny thing is, there's one at the beach and there's one at the golf course. Of course, Danny found the one at the beach, and he got to the wrong place.
That would be our producer, Amanda Diaz, not myself, exactly. Mm-hmm. But I will say this. So speaking of Guy Adami, he was holding court everywhere we went last night, right? What do you call it when you have ear. What is it? You were listening at both sides. What are you doing?
Oh, that's Trader Ears.
Trader Ears. He had Trader Ears. There was a couple that had just met talking about him, and then Guy flattered him by talking about his Ponzi company that the guy was pitching to him. And then we were in the bar, and they recognized him, and then we lost Guy to the bar. He was holding court for another hour. I didn't even see him last night at the bar. Just a man of the people. He really is.
I was going to say, this is your moment. This is your place. These are your people. You know what I mean? Old school floor traders, people late night at a bar, a little sports here and there. Maybe you guys talk about the ponies this week or something?
Well, it's funny. So I was talking to a couple guys. One guy's a retired NYMEX, had a couple seats, did very well when the NYMEX got bought. And, we talked about Terry Duffy. And I said, Terry's down here. And he said, we're really not fans of Terry Duffy. 10 minutes later, Terry walked over and spent 20 minutes talking to this guy. And then Terry left. And the guy that I had met came up to me and said, I was dead wrong about Terry. He's unbelievable. So it's interesting the perceptions you have about people. Then you meet them and you realize, these are actually really good guys. Same way I thought about you, Ned. I'm like, who is this jerk?
You beat me to it. I was just waiting.
I know. Believe me, I knew where you were going. But this was the first time we've all been together, which is really cool. Obviously, we mentioned Amanda's down with us. Ned's here. Danny with his wife, Dan and I. It's been it's fun. We haven't been here for 24 hours yet. It's been really a lot of fun.
Yeah, and thanks to you all for having me down and everything you're doing. Risk Reversal for breaking even. CME. I hope we don't shame them in our performance today, though, Danny Moses.
Trevino was the golfer that said, don't own anything that eats while you sleep, because he was for not on horses. I got to say that Terry Duffy, the CME, those Fed Fund futures are trading like crazy all the time. I would say he's the exception to the rule that you can own something that eats while you sleep.
So I like that. Eats while you sleep. Now, Danny, you're going to go out today. I know you are superstitious. I thought I was superstitious until I met you. You're next level. Are you going to hit a couple balls before you tee off, yes or no?
No, I'll putt within a foot so they go into the hole, so I'll feel good about myself.
Feel good about yourself.
I'll probably swing a 60 degree because I really can't mess that up as much. But no, because when I hit well in the range, it doesn't translate to the course. And if I don't hit well in the range, I'm a mental midget when I get there. And I'm left-handed, and people are in danger. I hope people will give out helmets, CME helmets today along the left side, about 180 yards off the tee.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you next. So obviously the first, these things, Ned, I've never been to one. Will they announce now approaching the whatever, Ned Michaels, Nashville, Tennessee?
I'm going to ask them to do that. And if they don't, I might do it just for Danny.
That's what I was going to say.
Just to watch the sweat start to pour off his brow.
Let's welcome former golf pro Ned Michaels front tee. I know it's November, fellas, but get your CME calendars, fellas. How was that? Is that good?
That is so good.
All right.
So when you get to that first hole, are you saying to yourself, I just want to hit the ball straight. You don't give a shit as long as
it'll be a quick, fast swing. I'll turn to Ned after I hit it 120 yards duck. I go, Ned, what did I do? He goes, you hit it. You swung too fast. And then I'll relax, and then I'll do better.
All right, so here's the question, though, because when you go to play in these things, you're either playing to win or you're playing to have fun.
Right.
All right, so what's our marching orders? Are we playing to win or are we playing to have fun?
Danny always plays to win. If I were out there, I'd play just to have as many laps as possible.
Yeah. You play to win the game, man. We're going to win this thing.
So Young Yu has no idea what's getting ready to happen.
She does not. Soul. God bless her. I'm going to say nice things at the beginning because she'll be cursing at me.
We're going to go hit the links. We'll update throughout the day, and then we'll have a post-game press conference as well.
Yep, that'll be about 8 hours from now. But yes, we're going to do it.
We're going to break something. Hopefully it's even. You looking for a vacation? Maybe somewhere you haven't been before, somewhere off the beaten path? Consider Mississippi. You can jump on their website, visitmississippi.org. They had the state fair going on just a couple of weeks ago. They had the PGA Tour in Jackson, Mississippi, the Sanderson Farms Championship. Cruising the Coast, the best automobile show in the country. Deion Sanders, Jackson State. They had 52,000 fans turn up last week at the Jackson State football game. There's so much to do in Mississippi. You can hit the coast, you can gamble a little bit, bet on the sports book, play golf. If you love music, the Grammy Museum, just check it out. Visit Mississippi.org. We are the champions, my friend. Come on, 19
Wait a
under.
second.
19
Wait a
under.
second. You're telling me that you two bozos won this Pro-Am event
We did.
at 19 under. That is a round of applause.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
The
Ned
Michaels
with the rental
Moses
set hit the ball better than I can with the greatest set of all time. So
We had a little help. We had our man Ken Vorman, who was on the team from CME, and our guy Mike Norwalk. Now, he was a player.
That was a player.
So we ended up with, and then So Young Yu is just fat.
And her caddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But really, the highlight of the day was, now this is a woman who's 2-time major champion. Okay, she has won a gold medal in the Asian Games. She won the United States Open, the Women's United States Open, when she was a teenager. So she has played a lot of golf. And today, Danny hit a shot that she said, I've never seen anything like that before.
Wow. So, I mean, it must have been an amazing shot. You must have been like at a
amazing.
par 5 and you got it within like 60 yards of the green.
You know, one of the problems is when you're playing a scramble, so everybody hits a ball and then you go to the next one and you hit another ball. These guys are blasting balls 300 down the middle, so I can just swing freely. So on number 10, I swung freely and I shanked it off the tee on 10 into a tree about 70 yards down on the left, and it spun back, hit another tree, and came back onto the tee box 5 feet in front from where I was.
That's impossible.
She said she's never seen anything like it before.
So you did something that a professional golfer had never seen before. You know, when I actually played from time to time, the rule was if you didn't hit it a certain distance.
Yeah, we know what it's called.
You had to play with your pants down. Did
Correct.
you do that, Danny Moses?
I did not, out of respect for the LPGA Tour and Terry Duffy and CME. I did not do that. But we won the thing. We had 3 eagles, 13 birdies, and 2 pars.
Our first par, I nearly made a hole in one.
Oh, you made a hole in one, and went from a 1 to a 3. We
I wonder if it went closest to the pin.
It definitely went
Went
closest
to the pin and then not make the birdie putt.
We're going to win that. It was a great day. I will tell you this. We pulled up on the wrong hole to start. They sent us to 5. We were supposed to be on 6. So Nelly Corda, right? She wanted nothing to do with us. She goes, you do not belong here. I'm like, I know. I don't belong really anywhere. So we went ahead to 6, and then we ended up being champions the next. And I hope she came in last, actually. I don't even know where she finished. But
was she playing behind? So she was one foursome behind you.
Yes, correct.
So she was watching you guys and gals dominate this event.
Watching our greatness. If she saw me hit the tree, that may have been what turned her back the other way. So yeah, so it was good.
Well, she knows the drill, right? She knows that she's playing with the big doggies, and we pulled up, and she fluffed.
We had
us
2
off.
lefties in our group, by the way, me and the other sad soul.
So Ned, you've won your share of tournaments over the years. Okay, you were a pro. You had a great college career. That sort of thing. Where does this rank? Where does this pro-am victory with Danny Moses at your side?
Huge, because we shot 19 under. We had a chance at 20 under, and plus we talked about it last night at dinner. We said, are we playing to win, or are we playing to have fun? And Moses over here said, you play to win. Why else would you play? And so when you set out to win.
We came out of the gate. I'm like, we were 5 under. I turned to the guy that was chaperoning us because he has to like validate our score. And I said, we're going to win. You're with the winning team. You know that. He's like, yeah, whatever. Then after a while, he's eye rolling everywhere. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, I didn't contribute a ton
so you
to it.
actually did both, though. You had a great time, and you played to win. So you knocked. I mean, that's an amazing day. I mean, this is 7 hours later, and you emerged victorious. Do you get like a cup or a check or anything or a handshake?
We do get. CME makes a $5,000 donation on our team's behalf, in this case, Risk Reversal's behalf, to St. Jude.
Yeah, and we're going to match that too. So Risk Reversal Media is going to match that.
Really?
So, yeah, we're going to match that. $5,000 to St.
There
Jude.
you go.
So
That's
thank
what
you
I'm
guys
talking
for going
about.
out. Guy and I, we didn't do anything all day with Amanda, but you guys, you represented, so that was awesome.
The only problem is with when you win something like this, especially when you kind of blow it out, the relationship that you all and Risk Reversal has with CME, you got to be careful because it's one of those deals like you might not get invited back.
I think Terry was sending out hitmen for us while we were there was some Chicago people looking for us
there
in
were
the
red
woods.
Dots on your chest.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't this
They were
one
upset.
of those things like if you win, you're invited back in perpetuity? Like if you win the
It
Masters?
should be.
It should be.
If we get a chance to, we should pitch it. I think that's a great idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was epic.
And I will tell you this, there was bourbon on holes, there were beer. I mean, that was the key to the whole thing for me, because if I was unable to perform, I had to have something in my system to perform. So
Did you meet anybody out there today that like, holy shit, that's amazing, I met X, or anybody today that's sort of like, wow, the wow moment when you typically meet somebody you didn't expect to?
You meet anybody?
a couple trees, squirrels. There was that rabbit that we
was a big
saw
rabbit.
running around. No, I mean,
We
it
were
was
pretty
good.
focused.
Nelly
We were pretty
Corda until
dialed
she
in.
completely just did not want anything to do with us. That was really upsetting. Yeah.
So
epic
Danny
day.
Moses, you're a gambler, and
Yep.
this is an event that's starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you want to? You're privy to some. I don't want to say insider information, but you saw a lot of these ladies play today. Is there anybody you would bet on to win this event over the weekend?
Well, considering what I did to Mike Weir 12 years ago, I would just say that anyone that plays with me normally doesn't go well. But I don't want. But I mean, Ned's the handicapper. He can see swings extraordinaire. So all these women are unbelievable. Their swings are ridiculous. Like if I could mimic any of those swings, it's just
You can't.
watching it. You can't.
You
It's
don't.
great.
Your body
So
doesn't do that.
These are the top 60 women in the world. So I think there was 20 of them out there today.
Yeah,
so.
I think you got to hit it long and putt well. The greens are really slick, a lot of undulation. So if you don't have good creativity on the greens, you're not going to win. And by the way, I do want to point out that a couple of times Danny stepped up to putts and said, Ned, get out of the way. I'm cleaning this mess up. And putts that you're looking at, saying, there's no way this guy's going to even keep it on the green, and he made it. A couple of nice long
made some
ones.
nice putts today. Not much else, but I made some nice
So it was a lot of fun. You guys had a great time.
A lot of fun,
Yeah.
great day. What'd the market do today? What are we doing?
Market's down. Dow was down about 200 today, but a pretty uneventful day. We'll talk about it, I'm sure, in a little while on Fast Money. Yes, Ned?
I'm going to tip my cap to Amanda Diaz, who last night at dinner said, I sold half of my Rivian and I bought some crypto. I don't know what crypto did today, but before we teed off, Rivian was headed the wrong direction, and I thought to myself, Amanda Diaz.
What about the poor bastard that bought those Target calls that works with you? What happened to that person? Brendan, stick to picking
he went
not good
down in
football
flames.
games.
Let's put it this way. His target calls were equivalent to you hitting the tree and winding back up on the green.
Fair enough.
I will say, if you ride in the cart with Danny for 18 holes, you're absolutely horrified at what the economy is getting ready to do.
She said to me at one point, I go, how's my swing? She goes, not great, but you're very entertaining. So that was it. I just had to do something out there today. So yeah, it was good. So
I'm selling everything tonight after riding 18 holes.
He asked me, he was asking me questions about the market. You don't want to talk to me about it.
Well, this is great. I'm so happy for you. I mean, we are thrilled for you guys. That's great. And Dan mentioned we'll match it, which is awesome.
That's
we're
the
all in
best.
this together, and it's a great charity. And I'm so happy we all got together that was great. This event.
Fantastic.
Thank you all for allowing me to come down.
And whoever paired us together, that was great. So whoever pulled that off.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to
Danny,
be.
you guys are the champions.
In a world.
Winners.
We got it. All right.
We're out.
Thanks for listening to Breaking Even with me, Ned Michaels. If you like what you heard, make sure you hit follow in the podcast store and leave us a review. It helps people find our show. Follow us on Twitter at Breaking Even Pod, or you can also find me at Ned Michaels. And remember, we'll be back next Thursday for more Breaking Even, which is brought to you by Visit Mississippi. Jump online, visit Mississippi.org. See everything that's going on down there.